All right, hey, my name's Dave Lockwood. I'm with Removing Pros Demolition, and I know that a lot of people have been really concerned about the blight or the buildings that have not been repaired or torn down. So the WYNDHAM here, they took a really bad hit from Hurricane Ian, and they have been. We as a company, we talked to them about trying to bid out tearing this down, and apparently they already had somebody in mind for it. I noticed this company, Watco, had been doing some work for them early on, cleaning up the lot, and I figured they would end up getting it. But hey, we're always trying to get more business. So if you notice here, so here's what's going on with this. So the city's basically saying if they don't tear it down within a certain period of time, the city's going to come in and tear it down. So they're getting public pressure to get this thing cleaned up. Now, the beach renourishment guys, they, when we were talking to these guys about potentially giving them a bid, they said, hey, you know, in November, we're going to have the beach renourishment, it needs a place to put their piping and to mend or to melt their pipes together. So they basically said we need to leave it up because they need the pavement to do that. So this pavement's kind of chewed up. They've used this multiple times, the different contractors, to bring in sand for multiple hurricanes. So Hurricane Milton came in after that, and Hurricane Helene. So they got multiple delays. So meanwhile, what they're doing here, and I'm not going to go in the building, but I'm just going to show you, they're doing the same thing that we would do if we were to tear this building down. We would use that Bobcat and we would clean out all of this. It's called C&D. It's construction debris, basically. And then what we would do is we would separate out the metal and we would pull out as much of the wiring as it made sense. So if you notice, walking down through here, you see this chain here. They were using that to secure the building and keep people out of it. And then this is construction debris. This is scrap metal if they're going to take the time to separate it. The bid that they put on this, if the bid is genuine, it's really aggressive. The bid that the city said that they had was 600 grand, and I think that's a little high. So a lot of the stuff on this building on the second floor potentially is recyclable. Now that's something that we do as a company. Most of the other demolition companies, they don't do that at all. It takes a lot of labor, and we have a different business model than most of these guys. We're primarily a hands-on demolition company, and then secondarily we are a complete demolition company. So if you look through here, what they've done is they took the Bobcat and they started on that side and they shoved everything out of here. So what they're doing by doing that is they're separating the concrete from the wood, the concrete from the aluminum, and the concrete from the drywall and all the other things that are not concrete. So then what they're going to do, if they're going to recycle, is all these rails are going to be aluminum. They'll take them off. All of it, all the aluminum here would be probably about $4,000 or $5,000 worth of aluminum. Now the windows up there, they may or may not be aluminum. There's a good possibility, with as old as this building is, they could be wood, they could be plastic. They're highly unlikely that they are, they're probably aluminum. So the rest of this stuff here, you can see as you go down through here, you can see they got a decent start. Some of the neighbors I've talked to who live across the street, they think they think there's a lot of rats and stuff here that are living here. Now I haven't seen any of them. I walk by here a couple times a week or ride my bike through here. So I lied, I'm walking through here. I just got to show you some of this stuff. So back in here, the beach renourishment guys have their They move their piping, they put it over here. All this stuff is due to secure and keep people out of here. It's a safety problem. Now, I'm a general contractor. Actually, I probably shouldn't be in here either, but what I'm doing is just, I'm trying to actually give everybody, just let you know that they're working on it, okay? So the pool looks like it's empty, which, you know, that creates a lot of bugs and stuff. Each one of these chutes, they basically run the Bobcat down through them and they clean off everything that they possibly can. The more of that they clean off, the less they'll have to charge. They'll get charged for dumping the concrete. This building, when we looked at it to tear it down, this building is constructed in a very, it's a very well constructed building. So it will be a very difficult and lengthy process to take all the concrete out. So basically the Bobcat has started on this one and they're shoving everything through. Doesn't look like they're doing a lot of recycling. There's a bunch of metal out front. And if you look through here, they have cleaned it up since the hurricanes and kept it fairly clean. They did have a fence around the pool. The pool looks like it's, let me go take a look at that. It looks like it's empty. So they might have poked a hole in the bottom of it. So at any rate, these guys are on it, man. They're underway. It may not go as fast as we all would like, but it's definitely underway. If you look up in here and realize that when this hurricane came in here, the water was at least to that first level right there. When I came through here right after the hurricane, we basically, what we did is we got up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Nobody was sure if the hurricane was over by then. And we beat the roadblocks and got down here because we were checking on our own property. So meanwhile, you know, when I came through here, there were cars upside down. There were mattresses and washing machines and everything you could possibly think of was all out onto the street. There was people's RVs were completely destroyed. The houses were destroyed. There was houses in the street. So if you look up through here, look inside of here, all of that stuff there has been pushed out into the front of the building. There's a lot of metal involved in there. It's been pushed out and they're underway. So this process, my opinion, at their current rate of work, probably gonna take them maybe 2 weeks. I don't know how they're gonna do the second floor, if they're gonna put a small machine up there and shove it out, or if they're just gonna take the mixed materials to the dump. So at any rate, this is Dave Lockwood with Removing Pros Demolition, and I'm just giving you some good news. They're working on the WYNDHAM. It should be down and gone. I don't know their time frame. If I see one of them here before I leave, I'll ask them. But it is underway, and that's it. So hey, I'll see you on the next video, and I just thought I'd bring you an update on this.